Thank you. Welcome to Mindful Monday, the sunny Mindful Monday. Such a beautiful day. Sophie and I are excited to be here in the light. We were just talking before we started about when dogs dream. And Sophie was dreaming the other night and she just was barking. And I was wondering what she was dreaming about. What do dogs dream about? And yeah, so I thought we would just think about our dreams a little bit. I've never shared this before, and it's kind of weird, but not really, it's not weird. I dreamt about my grandmother one night a long time ago, and I dreamed that I asked her what she was doing, and she told me that it was her job to take care of the babies who were coming in to the world. And I thought, wow, what a nice thing to be doing in the afterlife, to be taking care of the babies. So I wonder, like, have you guys ever dreamt about your loved ones after they've gone on? And have you thought to ask them that question? I think that's kind of such a nice idea, that babies are prepared before they come into the world. So, and my grandmother would be the perfect one to do that, right, Soph? All right, so as we begin our practice, we will begin with a little Satanama practice, which is sort of a reflection on life and death and the whole birth, life, rebirth, birth, life, death, rebirth process. It comes out of the Kundalini tradition, and the benefits of Satanama practice are many. Interestingly, there's been some research at the University of Pennsylvania that this practice can help ward off Alzheimer's. So it is good for our brain. It engages our breath, our vocal cords, so our body, our throat chakra, and also our well, we're touching finger to finger, so it's our dexterity, our manual dexterity. So it's a lot of things that we're working at once. And it's also, as I said, a reflection on the birth, life, death, rebirth process. So sa means birth, ta, life, na, death, ma, rebirth. Sanskrit. Don't know Sanskrit, so Google it, you can check it out. Also check out the research. So to start, we will find a comfortable seat, and I always recommend propping up, moving that hip flesh around so that you can sit up nice and tall. Draw the shoulders up, back, and down. Find a comfortable place for your neck so that your heavy head is sitting comfortably over top your shoulders, chin parallel with the earth. And if you're comfortable with your eyes closed, close them. Otherwise, just kind of soften your gaze and just relax your face. Now, the hands will be resting somewhere where they're comfortable. We're going to take the thumb to the forefinger, then the thumb goes to the middle finger, then the fourth, and then the fifth, as we chant sa, ta, na, ma. And there's also a tune to this. There's so many things to this, but I have faith. You guys can do this. So it's sa, ta, na, ma, as we touch each finger with our thumb. By the way, the thumbs represent God in this particular practice. And then the tune is like this. Sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. But then there's more. So first we will chant it, then we will whisper it, and then we will repeat this chant in our minds. So three parts to it. You can choose one or all or none, and just sit here and take in this meditative practice. So we'll begin by taking a nice big deep full inhalation. And as we exhale, we'll begin. Satanama, 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 And as you complete your practice, just allow your hands to rest and allow your eyes to stay closed. Take a moment to observe the benefits of this practice. And if you're interested in practicing this for a longer period of time, because the benefits are greatly enhanced if you increase the amount of time that you practice the Satanama practice, feel free to try that. Again, there's more information about it in many places if you Google it. As you're ready, let's just take a few deeper breaths here together. Softening the belly, inhaling all the way up to the tops of the lungs, and then releasing the air any way you like, through the mouth, the nostrils. Beginning again, nice full deep inhalation, and a long complete exhalation. Again, one more breath in, and a full breath out. And then as you're ready, take your arms out nice and wide, sweep them up, reaching up, looking up, and then draw your hands down through that third eye, down through the center of the body, right to your heart center, and take a bow of your head to your heart. Let your chin come down to your chest, and create an intention for this practice. Take a nice full deep breath in. As you inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale, hands to heart center, chin to chest, getting that stretch in the back of the neck. Again, inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale, chin to chest. Good. As you're ready, inhale again, reach up. Let's take a sway over to one side and look to the opposite side, keeping the hips firmly planted on terra firma. Good. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to the other side, look the other direction. As Sophie lays in the sun, inhale, reach up. Let's take it to both sides. Again, just getting that side body nice and stretched out, moving with the breath. Good. Feeling each little part of the body as we do so. Taking this last side here. Reaching up, looking up, and then drawing the hands down to the heart. Again, chin to chest, just release the hands. And pause here. Take the hands to the front of the legs and just draw your belly back, your shoulders forward. Taking a seated cat pose. And then we'll take a seated cow pose as we draw our shoulders back and shine our hearts forward. And then exhale to round. And inhale to shine. Good. Exhale, round. And inhale, shine. Excellent. Come back forward. Switch the cross of your legs. If your legs are still crossed, always the option to release your legs from their bondage. And let's take some hip circles here. Just warming up the body, getting ready for our practice. We'll go the other direction. Excellent. Come up to seated. Again, we'll draw the shoulders up and back and down, just taking some circles with our shoulders, tuning into any little noises, pops that we might hear. Yep, I always have them. Good. Let's take one more. I always wonder if you can hear them with my mic. Good. Excellent. Let's take our hands out and up and take a little twist to one side, yogi's choice. So this other hand can come across the leg, or you can use it for a little bit of leverage. As you inhale, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, twist toward that side. So we're getting a nice stretch in the neck here. Don't push it. Move with your breath. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, twist. Good. Take one more breath here. Keeping those hips firmly planted. Keeping that smile, that inner smile. Inhale, reach up, lift up, look up, and take your twist to the other side. Good. Just one twist here. Excellent. Lift and lengthen on your inhale, and exhale as you twist. Excellent. Unwinding on your next inhalation. Let's take our one of our legs in our arms and lovingly caress it. Bye, Sophie. Nice to have you. I don't know where she's going. You can take your elbow and place it in, wow, if it wants to go there. You can just wrap it around and just rock that baby, opening the hip. Nice. Look down at your leg and imagine it's a baby. What would you say to that baby? Oh, I didn't know we'd have a baby theme today. Let's just go with it. Why not? And take another breath, round of breath here. As you lovingly release your baby, take your hands to your foot. Just give your foot a little massage. And then holding on to the sides of your foot, see if you can come into Heron Pose, releasing this leg out long, pressing that heel forward and drawing your elbows out, maybe bringing your nose to your knee here. Keeping your belly engaged so you're protecting your lower back. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then exhale, take your nose towards your knee, maybe a little closer. Keep pressing that heel forward. Oh yeah, this is no joke. Good job. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly release. Excellent. So we'll let that leg rest on the floor. We'll come to our other leg, whichever leg you chose. Lovingly caress this baby. Maybe give it a little love pat. Look down at its beautiful face, which is your knee. I'm sorry. I have an active imagination. Rock it side to side. Good. This is really releasing the hip. So just be gentle if you have any, replacement hips that don't work as well or perhaps work better. Just work accordingly. Good. Keep breathing nice and slow and easy. Try not to sickle that ankle. I'm doing it a little bit. That's why I'm encouraging you not to. We'll take one more breath in, just warming up that hip. And then as you're ready, take your foot, give your foot a little massage. Admire your pedicure, and then straighten that leg. See if you can get it a little more straight, coming into Heron Pose. Again, drawing the belly into the spine, keeping that core engagement. And then notice if your shoulders are coming forward. See if you can plug them into the sockets. And then as you're ready, draw your elbows out and your nose towards your knee. And it's a little bit of a balance pose here, so you might be rocking on your tailbone in just a little bit. See if you can find that equanimity. Yeah. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then exhale, refold. Good. And take one more breath in, and as you're ready, just slowly release that. Yeah, that was fun. And then bringing your feet to the floor right in front of you. Let's get engaged. Let's get engaged. We barely know each other. Let's get our abs engaged. Just leaning back. So take your arms forward, a little Sophie hair there. Draw your shoulders into their sockets. You notice your abs are already getting engaged. This is great. If you want to go to phase 2, take your hands behind your legs here, resting right on your hamstring, and you can lift your knees up a little bit and maybe release your hands. Good. This is perfect. If you want to take phase 3, lean back a little bit more, engage your abs a little bit more, and come into boat pose. Yeah, we'll be here for 5. Look up. Don't strain your neck. Stay poised. Keep your breath smooth. All the things. 4. I know that was a long count. 3. Excellent. If you're wobbling, so am I. Shaking, I mean. 2. 1. Excellent. Slowly release. Let's bring the feet together, coming into Baddha Kanasana. So Baddha Kanasana, cobbler's pose. You can bring your feet as close as you like to your body, or you can bring them a little farther out. You will notice the stretch is a little bit different as you adjust. So sit up nice and tall, shine your heart. Inhale. And as you exhale, come forward. We'll get a little more of a stretch in the lower back as I lower down into the sunshine, enjoying this bright sunshine. So here in Vadakanasana, if you have a couple of blocks, you might want to place one on either side of your legs and just feel supported in this pose underneath your knees. And we'll be here for about 5 breaths. So just soften here. Let this be a bit of a resting pose. It's also an active engagement of the legs, if you hadn't noticed already. Good. Breathe slow and easy. Let your respiration be your inspiration. And let your exhalation be your relaxation. Let's take 2 more together as we soften just a little bit more. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. On this next inhalation, let's rise up slowly, stacking our vertebra, and then take your hands to the outsides of your legs. Gently encourage them together. Remove your props. Take your hands behind you, your fingers pointed forward, and just let yourself windshield washer those legs, releasing the hips. And then come on down to your mat. Let's come into tabletop. So take your blanket and make it nice and smooth. Smooth out the wrinkles. Put your knees right on it so they feel nice and comfy. Do the Sophie shake. And spread your fingers nice and wide as your hands rest right under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. We'll come into a few cat-cows, just warming up the spine, drawing the belly into the spine, Dropping the belly as we exhale, as we inhale, lifting the gaze, and exhaling, rounding. Press the mat away. Use all the joints of the fingers. So we're bringing blood flow to all the joints, doing such good work for any burgeoning arthritis. Sometimes with all these weather changes, we feel it a little bit more, right? So it's good to bring that blood flow into those joints. All right, we'll take one more cat pose. Come into that Halloween cat pose and let your belly really draw up into your spine. Make it an exaggerated cat and just let the crown of your head come toward the floor. Breathe in here. And then as you exhale, come to neutral and take your hands so you can spin your palms around almost all the way. And then lean your hips back and get that stretch in your wrist and your forearm. Good. Notice that stretch right away. Don't have to go too far back. And then come back forward. We'll take our hands just ahead of where they were. We'll tuck our toes and lift our hips. Come into the first down dog of the day. It is the first one for me. So lift those hips as high as you like and just take your dog for a walk, bending one knee and then the other, lifting one heel and then the other, pressing down, getting that nice stretch in the calves. And take your walk as long as you like. Eventually we'll meet in a down dog, pressing those heels to the floor and gazing back towards your knees or your navel, whichever you prefer. Lifting your hips a little bit higher. Take a nice big breath in, come up on your toes and look forward. We'll take a walk to the front of the mat and enjoy this first forward fold. So keeping the knees bent as much as you need to. Take your arms wherever they feel great so you can let them dangle. Bring them into ragdoll and maybe rock from side to side. And notice what's going on in the back of the neck. See if you can soften the back of the neck. Shake it yes, shake it no. Nice big breath in. Full breath out. Maybe you reach around the backs of your legs. Give yourself a nice big hug, bringing your belly to the tops of the thighs. Shaking your head again, yes and no. Wrapping your shoulders, getting that stretch in the upper back. And one more breath in and a full breath out. And let the next inhale rise you up to a half tabletop, drawing the shoulders back and away. So, Ardha Uttanasana, finding that length in the spine. From the tailbone to the crown, you are a tabletop where someone could place a nice little cup of tea and it wouldn't spill. And then exhale, refold, engage those legs, feeling those hamstrings stretch, bend your knees, root to rise, reaching up, finding your length, getting really tall, reaching those fingertips up to the sky, good. And then take your palms, bring them together, and then draw them, instead of down towards your heart, take them back behind your head, clasp them behind your head. So drawing your elbows out to the sides, getting that stretch. Good. And then take your side bend over to the right, look left. So the right elbow tracks toward the floor on the right side of you. Good. Good. Breathe in. Keep those elbows nice and wide unless you have shoulder injuries, and then modify. Take another breath in and a full breath out. And then inhale your way back up to center. And lean back. See if you can draw your elbows out a little bit wider, squeezing those shoulder blades together, keeping the feet on the floor, the legs engaged, the belly drawn into the spine, pressing that pelvis forward. Good. Inhale, coming back up. And then exhale, take your side bend over to the other side. Look right. Good. Keep the feet on the floor, equally pressing into the earth. Elbows stay wide. Nice breath in. Full breath out. Good. Inhale again. And exhale. Good. Inhale, coming back up. Take your back bend here. See if you can draw your elbows a little bit farther from one another, squeezing those shoulder blades, looking up. So you have this little cradle for your neck, so your neck is safe. Good. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, slowly come forward. Swan dive forward. Find your forward fold. Take it slow and easy. And then inhale, bend your knees and roll up one vertebra at a time. We're going to take 2 more of these just to release the lower back. So let your palms touch at the top of your body and then reverse swan dive, coming forward, forward fold. Good, bend your knees, root to rise, reaching up, grabbing all the goodness. And then exhale, just swirl it all around you as you forward fold. Good, we'll take 1 more, bending the knees. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Awesome. How does your back feel? Just take stock. Inhale, coming to that half table. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. Step your right leg back. And we'll meet in a lunge here. So rise up as you take your arms back. Find this angle here. So gaze forward, draw your shoulders toward one another, your shoulder blades coming toward one another, keeping that right heel lifted and the left knee right over that left ankle. Take another big breath in and rise up, reaching your arms up, coming into Crescent Warrior. Good. Drawing the shoulders down, fingertips rising toward the sky. Beautiful job. And then as you're ready, take the right arm forward, the left arm back. Take a twist. So wobbling is going to happen. It's a balance challenge. You got this. Take your gaze towards your left shoulder. Keep that left knee over the left ankle. You've got this. Beautiful. Take 1 more breath in, a full breath out. And then inhale, rise back up, warrior, crescent warrior, warrior. We're not worried, we're warriors. And then open up, warrior 2. So that back foot spins to flat, the front knee over that front ankle, and reaching out, gazing out over those left fingertips. Excellent. Take a nice big breath in. This is not going to get complicated, but it's going to seem like it is. As you exhale, take your left arm to your left leg. Reach your right arm overhead. We'll come into a side angle. Take your gaze underneath your right arm. Nice big breath in. And exhale, back out, warrior 2. Straighten that leg. So the left leg is straight. The back foot is pressing equally on the right side and the left side. And then we're going to lean toward that left leg and take the left arm down to the inside of the left leg, lift the right arm, and here we are in a triangle shape. And here's the thing, we're going to flow into a reverse triangle here. Now you can stay here if you really like this stretch, but if you'd like to come along with me, take your right arm down to the outside of this left leg and lift the left arm up. You got it? Good. Big breath in. Maybe your gaze comes toward that left arm. That left hip is going to want to bump out. See if you can kind of keep it in place. Excellent. This is hard work. So as you exhale, come back out. We're going to rise up. Send those feet facing forward, coming back into your crescent lunge. And then slowly lower down. Take your hands to the floor. You guys got this. Spread the fingers nice and wide. As you step your left foot back, coming into a plank, lower your knees, lower the tops of the feet. Slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Oh, take a rest. You deserve it. Make a pillow with your hands. Sophie, shake it out. Breathe in. And breathe out. That was a lot. That was a lot of shapes. When you're ready, bring your forehead to the floor, bring your hands to either side of your shoulders, squeeze those shoulders in towards the body, and then lift up on your inhale, cobra, baby cobra. And then exhale, lower down. Good, we'll take 2 more. Tops of the feet on the floor, legs relaxed. Inhale. And exhale. Good. On this one, we're going to rise up to our down dog. So we'll either come through table or rise up through a plank. Yogi's choice. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Excellent work. Walk your dog. And take 2 more breaths here. Finding your stillness, gazing back towards your navel. Take a nice big breath in and a slow breath out. And then come up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Decide if you want to take a little bunny hop or a slow walk to the front of your mat. And let's meet there in our forward fold. Find the forward fold that you really like. So it might be peace fingers wrapped around big toes. It might be sliding your hands underneath your feet to get that wrist massage. Whatever you do, shake your head out. Release any tension in the neck. Good job. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reaching up, looking up. We'll take our hands, make that little nest, draw your elbows out, and then take a side bend to your left. Look right, keep those elbows nice and wide. Good job. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, take your side bend to the other side. Good job. Inhale, rising up, leaning back, drawing those elbows out wide. And exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, good. We'll step the right foot back, taking a nice long lunge, finding that lunge, and then root to rise, reaching up, find your crescent lunge. Here we go, crescent lunge. Let's do the same thing on this side. So draw your pinkies toward one another and find this lunge. Get really stable. Right knee over, right ankle. Nice long lunge here, getting that stretch in the left hip flexor. Breathe in. Breathe out. Settle in. And as you inhale, take your right arm back, your left arm forward. Twist. See if you can take your gaze back over that right shoulder. Find that stability, breathing in and breathing out. Good. Inhale. Oh, Sophie's dreaming. See if you can hear her. Oh, she stopped. Whatever. Inhale, rise back up, find your crescent warrior, and then open up warrior 2 on this side. So that back foot spins to flat. Good. Take that foot at an angle. And line this right knee up over that right ankle and take your arms out from your shoulders, gaze forward. Good, fingertips. Strong warrior 2 here. Pressing into the left side of the left foot equally. Excellent, good. And then take your right elbow, come into that side ankle, reach the left arm overhead as your right elbow rests on the right quadricep. Side angle pose here. Good job. Inhale, opening up that torso. A little more maybe. Good. Take one breath in and another breath out. And then inhale, rising up to warrior 2. Flip that right palm, reverse it. Lean back. Peaceful warrior. You can make a peace sign with your fingers. Keeping that right knee over that right ankle. Tracking toward the big toe if it's wanting to lean. Tracking toward the baby toe, if it's wanting to lean toward the big toe. Good. Inhale as you rise back up, warrior 2. And then straighten that right leg. Let's come into our triangle here. So lean forward toward that right leg. Take your right arm down to the inside of this right leg, or a block if you have it. Lift that left arm up. See if you can take your gaze toward that left arm. Such a different stretch. So you want to keep your, I don't know, they say pane of glass. Imagine you're in between a pane of glass, two panes of glass. No pain though. Good, one more breath in, and let's flow to our reverse triangle. So the left arm comes to the outside of the right leg, and the right arm lifts. And it might not lift all that high, and you might wobble. You guys are nailing this. Awesome. Big stretch for that shoulder, so only take it as far as your body is ready today. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, take your right knee, bend it, take your hands to the floor. Spin your left foot so it's facing forward. We'll take just a moment to appreciate this low lunge. And then step your right foot back, maybe coming through table, maybe staying here in a plank if you're feeling really abdominally strong here today. And if you're in table, go ahead and lower down. If you're in plank and you like to lower through chaturanga, slide yourself forward and slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Let your feet come to the floor, tops of the feet rest. Make a little pillow and turn your head to one side. Sophie, shake it out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more breath in and another breath out. And then we'll take our forehead to the center of the mat. Slide yourself back if you've slid forward like I have. And then take your hands behind you. Go ahead and clasp them. Send them down below the butte. Slide your legs so that they are touching and point your toes. And then draw your shoulders back. We're going to come into a lotus pose. So we're going to lift up head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Here we go. We might not lift super high. You can lift your hands off of your back and keep your gaze forward slightly so that your neck is nice and neutral. Take your breath. Maybe lift a little bit higher. This is so good. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale. Let's take one more breath together. We got this. I swear we do. And then slowly release. Excellent. Take your hands to the mat. Make a pillow. Turn your head in the opposite direction. Oh, so nice. Sophie, shake it out. Let your breath come back to its natural, relaxing state. Easier said than done after you've practiced Lotus Pose. So I thought I'd give you a choice. We can come back into Lotus Pose or try something a little bit more interesting, something a little different. So when you're ready, your forehead comes to the floor. Decide if you're going to take your hands back into Lotus. Squeeze your legs together if you are. But if you'd like to come into bow pose with me, you can reach your hands for the outsides of your ankles. Flex your feet. Draw your shoulders toward one another. Shoulder blades are squeezing and lift up. Bow pose. Good. This is no joke. So lift up. Keep your neck nice and safe. Neutral. Keep that gaze just slightly ahead of your mat. We'll breathe in. Maybe rock forward and back if you like that. Good. Breathe out. Squeeze in again. Shoulder blades drawing toward one another. Maybe your feet lift up a little bit higher. One more breath. And then exhale. Slowly release. Just let your knees come wide as your mat. Let your feet come wide as your mat. Sophie, shake it out. Exhale through your mouth. One more breath in. And a long exhalation. You guys nailed it. Beautiful job. So when you're ready, take your hands outside of your shoulders. Keep your legs where they are, nice and wide. Press yourself up, coming through table, and then sinking slowly back. And you might want a blanket under your knees for this. We'll come into an extended child's pose here. So blanket under the knees, or perhaps a blanket underneath your third eye. Whatever feels good to you. Also a blanket underneath your hips can be nice. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. So allow yourself to sink in here and just settle. Good. If your shoulders are feeling like they've had a lot of work here today, you can take your arms back, reaching for the sides of the feet. And then maybe massage out that third eye, that intuition center. Breathing in and breathing out. One thing that was kind of cool about that dream that I had about my grandmother is I told my mother that I had it, and when I described what my grandmother was wearing in the dream, she said, I had a dream and she was wearing the same thing. She was wearing this beautiful baby blue suit. I guess you have to dress up in a business suit to take care of the babies before. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's take one more together. And let it go. And when you're ready, take your hands to each side of your shoulder and gently press yourself up. And if you have a block, take it with you to your back. We will slowly lower down. Maybe you take that boat pose as you do, so you can get a little more core work here. And then once you arrive on your mat, take your block if you have one. If not, no worries. We'll come into just a traditional bridge. If you have your block, let's take it on the motel level. Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Let's take it either on the motel or the Holiday Inn level. I'm going to try Holiday Inn. And if it feels a little too high, just lower it down, and then take your shoulders, snuggle them down. And if you're coming into a traditional bridge, you can snuggle your shoulders underneath, lift your hips, and maybe clasp your hands beneath you. And so once you arrive here, just let your eyes close. Let the block support you. And if you're in a traditional bridge, lifted up, you might want to come down at your leisure. If you're with me on the block, let's just take 3 more breaths together. Such a good pose. Said to be good for sleep. So can help with insomnia. Again, something to Google, but the experts say you need to be in this pose for extended periods of time. So if we practice this every day or for a little more time, perhaps we would see a lessening of insomnia. I'd be curious to know if anyone has experienced that. When you're ready, slowly lower down no matter where you are, and let your hips just rest on the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. Take that nice squeeze. Maybe draw some circles on the ceiling. Enjoy that massage of the sacrum. Beautiful. And switch directions. Nice. Hug it in again, and let's lift the legs up above the heart. Maybe flex and point a couple of times. And if you have your block, you can always come into this supported shoulder stand with a block underneath you on the motel height. So it would look like this. Wherever you are, just relax and let that blood flow, that circulation reverse in your body. So good. We're doing so many good things for our entire system today. Body, mind, and spirit. So allow yourself to just settle in here for a couple more breaths. Good. And take your time to get your feet down to the floor. If you're on a block, press into your feet to lift your hips and then slowly lower. And then we'll take our hips and bump them over to the left, hug our knees in and lower your knees over to the right for your final twist. Maybe taking your right hand to the outside of this left leg and extending that left arm out to a T, taking your gaze over that left shoulder. Take some gentle, full breaths here as you relax your hips. And notice if there's any residual tension in your face, your jaw, your brow. See if you can encourage a softening. Good. One more breath in. And as you exhale, lift up. Come back to center, neutralize that spine. Maybe hug your hips in, hug your knees in. If you can hug your hips in, wow, good job. All right, we're going to take our feet to the floor, bump our hips over to the right this time, and then take your twist over to the left. Maybe the left hand lovingly caresses the outside of this right leg, and your gaze gently turns toward the right side. Opening that right shoulder. Letting go wherever you can. Nice. One more deep breath in. And then as you slowly release, coming back to center, neutralize. Get that spine nice and long on your mat. Maybe hug your knees in one more time. Maybe take a happy baby or a long full body stretch, reaching your arms overhead, pointing your toes. Take whatever feels good in your body. So we get a lot more tuned in to our own bodies after practicing together for so long. So do what feels good. And then set yourself up for a final rest, your Savasana, corpse pose. So feet can come wide. Shoulders can tuck underneath you. You have your blanket. You can tuck it under your neck or cover up or place it over your belly. Find what will work for you so that you can rest and allow all the benefits of this practice, this full-bodied practice, to really integrate in your system. We'll just take a moment of silence here as we do. I will leave you with these words from the poet Rilke, called "Going to the Limits of Your Longing." God speaks to each of us as she makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me. Flare up like a flame. And make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is the country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. Slowly begin to deepen the breath. Move fingers and toes, unless you want to just stay right where you are. And as you're ready, begin to roll to one side. If you'd like to join me for a seat, use the strength of your arms to lift you back up, coming up into a comfortable seat, propped up. Once you get there, just let your eyes close. And just let your posture be tall and shiny. And take a moment to notice and appreciate what you've done for yourself. And then as you're ready, sweep your arms up, reach up for all the goodness, draw it right down into your heart. Let your chin bow to your sweetheart. Find some gratitude. Sophie, shake it out. And send a prayer of goodness out into the world. Let's use this peace that we've created for ourselves for good. Thank you for joining me for another Mindful Monday. It's always a pleasure, such a great practice with you, because of you. Namaste. Sophie, where'd you go?